Guess what? Today we're diving into something super cool, but a little bit geeky. I'm Dora Jean from Dora Jean Creation, and I create artwork from photographs. But it's popped into a few conversations today, so I thought I would share this with you. Have you ever wondered why some images just stick with you, or why you can't help but hitting that share button or that like button on social media? Well, let me introduce you to your brain's very own hype man, dopamine. Yes, I know there's lots of talk about it lately, but guess what? It's also got everything to do with how we remember, recall, and connect imagery, music, and moments, and maybe even training videos as well. I just had a meeting on finance, and believe it or not, we discussed the power of scent also. So it's all these dopamine inducing elements that are really making a difference in our lives in terms of even what we're paying attention to. The power of scent and how stores use it, as we know, to make us buy, how offices and meetings use it to make an impression on us as well. But it also increases learning. Rosemary, for many years, has been used on children to help them recall whenever it comes to exam time. Lavender might help us relax or sleep. Wild orange it has been known to open our senses. So there is something in it. But let's take a little adventure into the world of dopamine delights and guided by none or other than yours truly, just me, and the incredible work that we love to try and aim to do for our clients. Now, imagine dopamine, just a visualization for a moment, bear with me. Imagine dopamine, that's an awesome DJ at the very best party that you've ever been to, getting everyone on their feet and making the night unforgettable. Well, in a world of online scrolling, swiping, dopamine is what makes us feel those really good vibes that we see something truly amazing, and not just the energy, but it helps us recall, makes us buy into the idea, buy into that feeling, makes us keep wanting to go back. And craving those visual feasts and soulful beats can really be one thing, but to make us keep going back again and again, we need to hit the senses. And TikTok is the king, as we well know, of dopamine at the minute. But what about the training world or office space or even Spotify? I think we can open those doors a little bit more and give them a little bit more power. Now imagine this, entering the stage, not just as an artist, but a photographic designer. That's me. But just imagine for a minute that I'm a wizard at capturing moments that make your brain dance with joy. It's something that I aim and try to do, but just imagine that I'm really good at it for a moment. And think of your favorite music track as well. One that you just can't help but play on repeat because it makes you feel so darn good. Or that video of the man falling down the icy stairs that you keep replaying. And honestly, you're probably laughing a little bit harder than you should be. No judgment, but you could be. Well, that is dopamine, folks. That's exactly what we're talking about. That thing that makes you go back, replay again and again, listen to that track again and again, or whatever you might be. It might even be that makes you go back for that another piece of chocolate cake. It's all the same thing. So, how does this magic happen? Simple. It's all about creating images. In this element, it's all about creating images that don't just catch your eye, but really do tug on your heartstrings. They tickle those brain cells just in just the right ways that we need them to. Now, our aim here is to master this by mixing vibrant colors, stunning compositions if we can. It's always our aim. And that little sprinkle of movement just takes your attention that little bit more. And of course, the mystery, the audio, all this other stuff that goes with them. Sometimes we can get that recipe just right. They might be a little bit more memorable than they previously were before we added these extra elements in. And this on many of an occasion can make us want to dive into the picture a little bit more. It can be like, if we do it correctly, it can be like, visual concert where every element is perfectly tuned. That makes your dopamine levels, whenever you're at a really good concert and everybody's in the vibe, imagine that. That's your dopamine coming out. Now, I'm sure you know this. But there's a kicker for us in the art and music, whenever adding audio and visual together. Understanding this dopamine dance can totally revolutionize how we connect with our audience. So, by crafting these experiences, they aren't just seen or heard, but they're truly felt. And we create those unforgettable encores that fans are coming back for more and more and more. And TikTok does this by even adding filters. You get a dopamine hit each time that you get that bold glamour. Oh, look at don't I look good today? Or the dog ears. Aren't I funny or silly or whatever it might be? That's a little bit of dopamine. And it can really help in training videos as well by getting even just talking about sense in terms of smell, not the money, by adding that smell. So a smell to go with certain elements to help recall. So as we jam out this digital world, let's take a leaf out of the sensory playbook. Let's blend art, science, and a dash of dopamine magic to not just create, but to resonate, leaving a lasting impression that's as powerful as those chart-topping hits. Thanks for tuning in today. Remember, this is science. I can dig in a little bit deeper, tell you more of the stuff that I've known, but really it's about getting those senses, as many senses as we can, to make our stuff relivable, encourage recall, and ultimately, as business owners, to encourage sales. What do you think? Well, I think it's going to work. I think it's worth a try. And I think the senses can be really underestimated, especially when it comes to sense sometimes. So thanks for tuning into today. We've got the science of engagement going on in our artwork. Let's keep creating, let's keep inspiring, and let's keep making every piece of our work a hit. Make it brand worthy, and so that everybody is talking, sharing, and get us up a little bit higher on that pecking order. There's lots of science, neuroscience, whatever it might be out there to get us on the right track. This might just be one of them. Let me know what you think.